Hello everyone, jblader here, and welcome back to another video on the Minegard SMP. Today guys, we are back on here and I've been doing a lot of terraforming. As you guys may have seen from the little time lapse there at the beginning, I have been doing a lot of terraforming over here, and sadly, the replay mod, maybe I'm just not as good with the replay mod as I'd like to be, but it didn't capture all of this stuff. But let me run down basically TLDR of what I did here. I have flattened out this area and put a stone brick kind of barrier in place here, and today we're going to do a lot of landscaping and just knock a lot of this stuff off of the list. And if you don't know, I'm really basing my little city here, my little street, off of some streets from downtown cities in the US, and this is of course going to be accompanied by some terraforming, which I'm looking forward to getting started with, and I hope you guys are as well. So all of that started by me first terraforming this area here. You can see I'm still flattening it out, and I'm going to expand the street down this way. And it also meant that this area over here was flattened out and the street was expanded this way about 40 blocks. Of course, the street needs to still be expanded this way towards Goody's area, but I'm actually running out of dirt as I go. And there may be some more interesting ways to do this, maybe with some TNT in the future. So that is something interesting that we could think about. But I've also been lighting up this area down here so we can prevent mob spawning as much as possible. Of course, I want to build a hostile mob farm at some point, so I want those spawn rates to be decent, even though I'm not going to be building it. Well, actually, we could maybe build it kind of lower in the ground, kind of like this, because I could use the stone and some of the other resources we could get. If you didn't know, the lower in the world, the better the hostile mob spawning rates are, so that is something to consider. We've also moved Greg over here. Rather, he's moved himself. He wanted some fresh air, so he tells you, he's saying, "Hey-o, thanks for watching." And yeah, indeed, thank you guys for watching the series and supporting it so far. The Guardian over here is doing great. How are you doing, Gimme? I think he's doing alright, and the fish are doing great as well. And let's go ahead and store some of these items. And we're going to do some landscaping today. And we're going to start by doing some tree placing before we move on to the traditional grass and bush placing. And let me show you guys how I do a lot of my trees. Here's a quick look at the map if you want to see what I've been working on. So for trees, I want to put one right here. Something that's really interesting about the trees in the city I'm in is they are in between the this like ditch system where, you know, rainwater falls into this, and then they are in between that and usually on the sidewalk. So we're going to kind of put it here. And what I like to do to start trees, I like doing custom trees, okay? But custom trees can be tricky to start, and so to just get a starting point, something I like to do is this little trick I picked up from Corrales a long time ago. I'm sure you guys have seen him. This is a great way to force the tall oak trees to grow. And the tall oak trees are often really unique. They have a lot of variants, and you can get some cool designs doing this. This may eat up a lot of bone meal, and if we go through some bone meal and a tree doesn't grow, I'm just going to leave it, and that is not the tree I want. I want the tree to be almost as large as the buildings, if not larger. So we're just going to let this tree grow. Hopefully it grows up to be, you know, about the size of the buildings here. And then what we're going to do is end up coming back and customizing it a little bit, adding some branches out over the street that cast some shade on the street, and then also some on the kind of lean towards the building as if it's been trimmed as the building was constructed. So we're going to be doing some custom trees like this around. Let me go ahead and place a few. So while these trees are growing, I think it's time that we start thinking about a hostile mob farm. As for this hostile mob farm, I think I want to put it in this space right here, right next to the slime farm. This is a building outline that I did a few weeks ago, and I think this is going to be enough space to put a hostile mob farm. We're going to be using Nembomb's design. It's the same one that Goody is using on here, but instead of building it up in the sky above an ocean, we are going to build it basically to bedrock. Yes, that means we're going to have to clear out some area, and to do that, we're going to need a beacon set up. So I got some blocks here. We're going to set up a beacon, and we're going to get this thing figured out where we're going to put it. We might actually put it on this side just so I don't have to move the animals again. I feel like I'm always moving them every other episode. So we might put it right here. And I thought about building 2 of them back to back, but I think that would be excessive. I just need a supply of string, bones, and gunpowder. And one of these things at bedrock level or low in the world should provide enough stuff for me, especially if I just AFK in one of these houses over here. It should provide enough stuff for me. I don't mind doing some AFKing in order to get some material. So let's go ahead and figure out where we want to put this thing. I have built this design before in a survival world of mine. You guys might have seen it on a live stream or something. Actually, let's go ahead and hop to that world because I really liked working on that. That was on one of my live stream survival player worlds. And when we come back here, we'll have the beacon set up. But let's go ahead and hop and take a look at that. So I call this thing the printer. The reason why is it has 4 sections. You might be able to see by the stained glass. It is CMYK. And look at the mob rates out of this thing. Yet again, a Nembomb design. The mobs fall down here. They take fall damage, but they also will die from the campfire if they don't die from the fall damage. And then I've got this item dispenser system that, man, it looks like this one is locked. Maybe items fed in too quickly. That is how efficient this thing is. It's honestly kind of crazy how fast items feed into this. And then the items feed in. The items I don't want come here in the center and get disintegrated in the lava. And then the items I do want go over here and go into the system. So this was in my single player world, the printer, as I called it, and was so much fun to build. I did this on stream, but this thing is overkill for a lot of reasons, and so I think we're going to go with something a little bit more simple than this, and we're just going to go with one of these. This is 4, as you can see. We're just going to go with one of these, so we only need to build the space out for one of them, and I think this thing is going to be extremely efficient and going to be exactly what we need. So let's hop back on the server where that beacon is being placed, and you'll be able to see all the space that we need for that has been marked out. This is the space that we need for this farm. It's going to fit in here perfectly, and I'm going to mine out one more thing around here so that there can be a wall of sorts. Actually, we don't actually need that much space, I think. So anyway, yeah, we'll play around with this. This has got to go all the way to bedrock, so let's do a little bit of mining. Well, this thing is in a slime chunk. I mean, you can hear all the slimes. So I'm going to walk you through this design. Yet again, this is a Nembomb design. Hopefully you enjoyed a few of those clips there. But we got a minecart hopper here running back and forth. You can see the dirt that it's on top of right there with wither roses on top of that. The items then are going to be run into this little dispenser clock. For example, let's just go ahead and throw a few pieces of stone in there. As you can see there, they're going to go up here. Rocket, please. They're going to go down here. You can see the items running. And then this just runs right back into the slime system that we have before going up to the sorting system, which is awesome. And that means this thing is fully functional. Let's run back here, and we're going to close up some of these lighting areas that are going to leak some light into the farm. I want it to be completely dark in there so we get spawns all around the clock. I'm a little worried about large slimes taking up the spawn cap in here. But hopefully it won't be a problem. If it is a problem, we're going to have to add some magma blocks and maybe some other, we'll have to maybe troubleshoot some other ways that we can stop large slime from spawning. Gosh, this is so slow. Okay, cool. So if we go in here, there's probably a large slime in here. Yeah, this is the problem right now, is that large slime are just getting stuck here. And this would technically lower the mob count by 1 because there's 1 large slime. But it's not that big of a deal, I guess. Yet again, I'm not searching for the ultimate efficient farm here. I just wanted something that would fit in the space well, and I think this is going to do that. And honestly, this thing produces slime as well, so I can't really complain. So let's block up this entrance over here so that we can... So we blocked up that entrance, so that means the only light right now is coming in from down here. Actually, we should probably go ahead and mark this so I can find it later. Alright, we made it. And this thing is going to be functional. Let's place a slab. Alright, let's go ahead and turn it on. Get this thing working. Let's see if we can hear the water dispensing. And yeah, we can see it going all the way down. Perfect. And then when this thing loops back around and it updates, it should turn off. Oh man, that is a thing of beauty. This thing is fully functional, just like that. So now all we got to do is make sure the items are being fed correctly into the system. So let's run over to the base, run over to the sorting system, and make sure these items are going to be sorted correctly. Okay, so these are the items I want to sort: the string, bones, spider eyes, and the rotten flesh. And the only one I think I'm missing here is gunpowder. Let's go grab a piece of gunpowder so we can make sure we're sorting that. If we stay over here long enough, we should see some... Well, that's convenient. Yeah, there we go. So some rotten flesh and stuff is coming through. That just proves that this thing is working. Let's see here. So there goes gunpowder that's not getting sorted. We want gunpowder to go here. And we'll do arrows here. Perfect. And then on this side, you can see we got some other items not being sorted there. Glowstone. What other items are not being sorted? Oh yes, chicken, because of zombie jockeys, but I don't think I want to sort that. I think we're just going to chuck those items, and I think that should be it. So we're going to take out the sorter for this last one here, so that any items that don't get sorted are just going to run down here. I'm just going to pop that out, and this thing is done. What I love about this design, or like by combining all this stuff, is that you can just stand here and watch all types of farms working together at once, and all sending the items here. Of course, we have the slime, and then we have the pumpkins. You'll be able to see tons of pumpkins. They're constantly filling up here. This thing might actually overflow with pumpkins soon, because there are just so many. Yeah, just a constant supply of pumpkins coming in, which is awesome. And then of course the hostile mob farm, now we're going to be able to get all those mob drops, which is fantastic. So I think now it's just time to AFK for a little bit and see what type of mob drops that we can get. Well, that is all the time that I have for this episode. Thank each and every one of you for watching and supporting the series. It has been a lot of fun, and I will see you guys hopefully in the next episode. Make sure you hit subscribe so you can come back here and watch it. We're going to be doing some more building, and it's going to be exciting. See you guys next time.